the statement made by the non-aligned movement and reiterates its long-held position of principle regarding the need to completely eliminate nuclear weapons, as well as its staunch commitment to the promotion and consolidation of a safer and more peaceful world. Nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction constitute a latent risk which threatens all forms of life on our planet. Moreover, in an age marked by the tumult arising from growing conflicts, the existence of these weapons and their inclusion in defense and security doctrines of a number of countries constitutes a common threat for all of humankind. The complete elimination of nuclear weapons is the only guarantee against their potential use. With this in mind, the implementation of the voluntary commitments and legally binding obligations in the field of nuclear disarmament, including of the provisions of Article 6 of the NPT, constitutes a historic debt to be paid with increasing urgency by nuclear weapons states. Paying this debt depends on the unanimous political will of all states, particularly of nuclear weapon states. These states must, without further delay, adopt measures geared towards general, complete, non-discriminatory disarmament, free of double standards and in stringent compliance with the principles of transparency, irreversibility and verifiability. Despite the fact that we note with satisfaction agreements reached in relation to the New START Treaty, we remain concerned by the prospects of a new nuclear arms race, including by the use of outer space for their deployment. With this in mind, Venezuela believes that the Non-Proliferation Treaty remains the cornerstone of the disarmament and non-proliferation regime. We believe that the implementation of this treaty on the basis of a multilateralism which is strengthened, inclusive, based on the United Nations Treaty and based on international law, is of the utmost importance and value in curbing and countering these dangerous trends. Mr. President, as a non-nuclear weapon state, Venezuela has always condemned the production, stockpiling, use and threat of use of weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear weapons. This unwavering position, held for decades, including before the adoption of the Tlatelolco Treaty, has been strengthened by the regional consensus which has existed since CELAC was declared in 2014 a zone of peace. Consequently, in accordance with our diplomacy of peace and in line with our tradition of respecting and defending the principles and purposes of the United Nations Charter, international law and the rule of law, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela has already complied with the provisions of Article 2 of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons and has done so before its recent entry into force on the 22nd of January 2021. We hope that this legal instrument will allow us to move towards the total elimination of nuclear weapons. To conclude, Venezuela reiterates our position according to which we are ready and willing to work constructively with the international community to effectively forge ahead with the process of nuclear disarmament and of achieving a world free of nuclear weapons. Many thanks.